Hey, it's Valerie Ling here. How are you this evening? Just about to head out for some exercise. I don't feel like exercising today. I've had a day of actually coming to a full stop. I'm not sure. Probably because I've started running again, and also we've been doing some pretty high intensity stuff around the practice and as well as in the burnout space, and had a really full clinical load yesterday, which I think got me also a little distressed perhaps when I hear some of the things that happen in people's workplaces. You know, I get angry, and then I get a sense that, oh boy. But anyway, enough of that. Yeah, bad stuff does happen in workplaces. It does. All right. It's just it is what it is. I did have some refreshing conversation last night. One of my children is entering the HSC years, and they, from as long as I can remember, they have a love for all things natural sciences. It used to be, it's kind of putting a smile on my face as I think about it. It used to be endless hours playing in the water, fascination with seashells, being able to categorize fish, all the way now to a natural interest in geography, the natural sciences, and particularly now marine biology. For now, right? I'm not one of those parents who believes that we shouldn't dream. I think we can dream. We can be realistic about what we need to do to achieve those dreams. And so my child is going through the HSC years and has decided that they're really keen to explore a couple of things, and one of them being marine biology. Now, in the last couple of conversations they've had, because it's a thing now, people will ask, what are you doing for the HSC and what do you want to do after the HSC? And when they say they're interested in marine biology, a very common answer has been, it's really hard to get a job in marine biology. And sometimes some advice comes from that, and sometimes people are genuinely curious and concerned. Now, of course, from where I've come from, I've chosen things that probably would not have had a job if I had, but I did it. I've done subjects and a breadth of things, but I was curious how my 16-year-old was going to respond. And after a couple of these conversations that have been spread out over, I think the last few months, I thought that on the journey home, teenagers, side-by-side activity, that's the thing. That's when you want to have your conversations side by side. I thought on the drive home I'd just ask and inquire, and I said, hey, I've noticed that a common answer to your thing about marine biology is that it's going to be hard to get a job, and I asked, what are your thoughts? And my child said to me, Mum, if you actually look at the state of the environment, it's heading into some really serious problems. People are going to need people who are researching in marine biology. And I was kind of stunned by that, and I thought, obviously I know what, the environment is in a bad state, but I hadn't thought that they had linked the two things together. And I inquired further, and I asked, tell me more. I'd like to know what you mean. And they proceeded to tell me about the acidification of the ocean, and what the prognosis was and what the prediction was. And basically, my child said, I think, Mum, that I've got a few years yet, but the way things are heading, we're going to need scientists to help with what's wrong in the world. And as I sat with that, I thought, there wasn't a talk about money, there wasn't talk about getting top grades and all of that. It was a genuine conversation about an interest that this child of mine has had since they were little, into a value statement, into what I was starting to hear to be a mission statement for themselves. And I thought, that's really interesting. That's really, really interesting. And I thought about the way that the HSC years roll out, and how much emphasis we can place on grades and how they're studying and the number of hours they're studying, and whether or not the homework is done and all of that. And it really made me pause to think that at the end of the day, what we're going to need to pass on to the kids, not just our kids, but kids, even if you don't have children, is a legacy that you can do this. What we're leaving behind is not a pretty picture, but with a sense of conviction, of values, seeking a mission, heading towards a purpose. It's not the hustle mindset that is going to make the difference. It's grit, it's growth, it's conviction, it's working hard, playing hard, curiosity, experimentation, resourcefulness, all of those things. That is what they're going to need. And it caused me to pause and think, therefore, about the group that I've already launched, Resource Me 2020, about the conversations we're having in that group and the people who are there, and why it's so important for me to journey with them the next 12 weeks in what may seem like some really basic things, right? Of basically this 1 week doing some basic things to recondition their mind and their body, because I'm going to need them. I'm going to need the doctors, the teachers, the nurses, the business owners, the health practitioners, the parents of this world, to form the bedrock that our next generation grows from, that can see the challenges ahead of them, that can recognize their place in it and their mission in it, and can come from a values-based conviction that says, I'm heading in that direction. I work hard, I rest hard, I play hard, so that we can all get there. That's a really great thought for this evening for me, and I hope it is for you too.